So, Richard, tell me about your wedding day.
Wow, the wedding was great. It was a total rush, and that was deliberate, just to try and keep control of it, because parents do tend to take things over. So, yeah, I got my clothes. Fiona had the fabric for her fantastic dress, which was hologram sequins, and she and her friend Becky put it together the night before. It was largely fabric and sticky tape, and it stayed together, fortunately. But she looked fabulous. She had a huge black feather boa in her hand, in her hair, hologram sequins, and yeah, no, we had a great day. It was, yeah.
Where did you get married?
Well, my folks found this old house in Hackney. It was a beautiful, had a gallery. I had found a band 2 days before the wedding. We went out for a drink with some friends, and I didn't tell them it was my stag night because I hate the ideas of stag nights, but I thought I'm going to go for a drink and pretend it's my stag night just to go through the motion, but I'm not telling them, and I'm not drinking too much. And saw the band, and they were a great band. And I came back to Fiona and said, I've picked a band for the wedding. And fortunately they're playing again, so she saw them and improved them, and they became quite famous, and they were great. And it's the Tiger Lilies. And yeah, and we had a pub quiz on our wedding day, and I fell in love with a radio microphone, my first infidelity on the day of my wedding. And we had this stupid quiz with these stupid questions, and the whole point was to amuse us rather than having everyone score points. So it's the most entertaining answer, got the point. And everyone joined in, it was fantastic. And we drank too much, and we went to the pub afterwards, and we danced all night. And
Did you have a first dance, the two of you?
Maybe. Gosh. I remember my fondest memory was of my dad dancing with my sister to a song the Tiger Lilies did. They're very dark, really. But it was a song of, he sounded like Edith Piaf, man singing falsetto vocals, and the song was called Heroin and Cocaine, and it went heroin, 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 heroin and cocaine. And my dad was dancing with my sister to this kind of somewhat sleazy song. But no, it's a fantastic day, and we danced one night in the pub, came back home, and then, yeah, went off on honeymoon to Marrakesh with terrible hangovers. And I remember a friend of mine, Paul Gallin, who you may remember.
I don't know if I do.
He was at Lincoln with us, a year above me, and he was working immigration, and we saw him. He took us through onto the plane, through immigration, stamping our passport, and it was really funny because we felt dreadful. And he was a wedding guest. It was hysterical. Anyway.
And where did you stay in Marrakesh?
Marrakesh, I'd booked a fancy hotel, and it was boring. It was some international hotel, very nice, but it was kind of like a generic international hotel, and I hated it. And we were headed out, and we went into the old part of Marrakesh. We found this lovely little place, and it had a courtyard with an orange tree in the courtyard. And it was a cheap place, it was charming, but it was cold. I got a fantastic photograph of me in our wedding bed wearing gloves and a hat because it was so cold. That was very romantic, it was hysterical.
What time of year was it?
It was, we got married the day before Christmas Eve in order to have control, maximum control over who came. We all wanted, initially we just wanted to get married with just the two of us. Then we thought, oh, we'll tell our folks and then get some friends, but we didn't want a big fuss. We didn't want every relative in town coming down. So, you know, day before Christmas Eve was really maximising inconvenience for everyone else, so we wouldn't have this huge thing. But yeah, it's cold in Marrakesh. It was cold. Up in the Atlas Mountains. Bought my jalaba there, still a favourite item of clothing. I should be wearing it now, really. Souvenir of our wedding, but oh, it was lovely. We had such fun. We met such great people.
What year was that?
Ooh, that must have been, well, I think it was 18 years ago, 20 years ago. Oh, Liza, that was a very bad question to ask me because I don't know my memory. honestly, it's the
Yeah.
it's the surgery.
93, because we're coming up for 20. 92, 93.
Honest. Liza, we do have to go this.
Okay. We'll stop there.